Yes, hello and good morning to Ivan Che Innocent One here on YouTube. When you subscribe, subscribe to this channel. Like I told you, and I keep telling you, say this is an intellectual community. We are trying to do things in a way you bet me enhance political education. I'm a man for politics, I say, and subsequent political decision making. Be quite easy because over the years. So we had a premise Ghana for Donald politics. I more of emotions, more of sentiment, more of some attachment, alliances, affiliations be a yawo. Typically, the international winning actually who said these are the real issues at play. And me as a citizen, quite ways so na may checkmate people in power. Yabaya ye nema ama or minor aye. So over the years, ohwɛ kwan afa so ya conduct your whole krom ha we don't need a soothsayer na wachiro mu why we are still where we are and our culture said diverse platform and political education news and then as for a full on people are getting used to and I think that it's quite helping. So join this particular family. The name is Ivan Che Innocent One here on YouTube. Join and let's grow together. But catch you very soon. We will be hitting 40K on YouTube. Just a short time with Menewo and a yeah. We are growing. Let us try and reach because this is a gospel, political gospel. People must know Nema Ekoso. And me assure say one monitor at the Ekoso airwaves and especially with regards to Enramemao an update regarding the vetting of Justice Bafuboni and scheduled to happen Endra. You who their course so and proud to that, na minim what was going to happen because na Afenyo Markin and his group have always, and as I demonstrated clearly, said they were going to sabotage the process. They were going to use this particular occasion once again to launch themselves. Ghana for who said yes, so minority, and what you saw yesterday, and I said yes, and yeah, anything away from this held notion. A culture say political party will lose power, and you expect them to do things differently in a very reasonable fashion. So, people, you'll be appealing to people on the other side, but this grandstanding, vulgar, arrogant posturing, your money clearly demonstrated the kind of people they are and why Ghana for them will focus to a moon because arrogance no what the power no mood didn't say who the yes be no sa arrogance na and from day one basing there Afenyo Markin keep demonstrating and I feel sad for the MPP because you see political party will lose such a huge connection with the people of this country now had a gap when you're in the elections you need to get leaders I know the day bet me I get the people along. Bet me, I bring people. Bet me, appeal to people. But this grandstanding, arrogant posturing, this just you don't even know what they are seeking because one kasam no sabi Ghana for one person bet one them they don't even want to see you, and you need to moderate and align yourself. Sabi yeah, you'll be in the good books of the people, but these people, as typical arrogant people as they are, they keep feathering in their arrogant posturing, and you see all this nasty, ugly stuff going on. First of all, Obia wo ho kwan say yeah, ye Chief Justice be na say ye vete no na wo issues we are Ghana ni. This is a constitutional kind of a yeah, we find ourselves in a constitutional dispensation. If something has gone amiss, something has gone wrong, you are dissatisfied with the turn of event. Never be a koso wakoma e near chira. The constitution I make it a lot of avenue, I provided a lot of remedies. Near ma befaso obeye. So first of all, so we free say kwanya yafaso ye Chief Justice no e break mra. The law court is there. You can go to court, challenge your friend is saying the proceedings, challenge the validity of the person's nomination. But you circumvent all these remedies and they are available to you, and you go to the vetting hall with the intention to sabotage and use that particular occasion, just to launch yourself to prominence. So sometimes that brings the other side of our politics being childish. And for me, that's my problem because you see, The avenues were there. Tokono in question here, Nankasa from day one, used the court. Fought. At the end of the day, she could not convince her own court to agree with her in the kind of weird argument that she was making. Because my culture says some of the constitutional and some of the legal arguments she was making, you know, we your ordinary person can out in China, you could see, you could deduce from, say, element of reasoning and common sense were missing from the argument that the Chief Justice was putting forward. A lot of people must start here, say they will take her side. No, I know that none of them was able to procure any reasonable, cogent argument that are premised in law. I just say indeed. John Mahama appointment na and a petition na John Mahama follow through the wafum mra A and wafum mra B, and since then Ghana Bar Association by another comedy show by then the move cancer moon. I know the day no or more Kasaji or Mubra the fool because they have demonstrated they are nothing but some sort of saying an appendage of a certain particular political tradition. They are not neutral individuals or represented judges. That is why at the Ghana Bar Association today, you can see it has been weaponized, and some individuals are using it to further their narrow political interest. So it is not there as that is why some lawyers within are trying to fight and wriggle their way out, almost be creative and another group and also a bit me bringing lawyers together. You understand that? Tell you how battered the integrity of the Ghana Bar Association has always been. And our person here say Attorney General Nyaomo or cannot be almost straightforward because these are a bunch of hypocrites hiding behind the wig. Our more than so all the argument these people were making fell flat. None of them was able to ground any of the argument that we're making, even in reasoning, let alone law. Eke can't call ya toko no na nkasa taking the issue up call court call ECOWAS court call wine so nimfaso maso ene that somebody has been appointed constitutionally no legitimate because the president is vested with the powers to appoint upon after going through all the consultative processes that as outlined in the constitution has gone through that particular process and has appointed a new chief justice. What issue you can go to court and procure injunction and stop the process. You don't go to parliament and tell the speaker of parliament to say he should not allow your friend saying the vetting of the chief justice to continue because the speaker of parliament and you're clothed with that authority. He doesn't have that power to say I am stopping the on your court. So until somebody will go to court and procure an injunction by and again I think that cases in recent times Tokuno no ankasa maami way in question and I know the DNA has demonstrated clearly to Obia said if you want to stop a constitutional process that has been set in motion by a constitutional body when the machinery of the constitution is at play na and if you want to stop it Makacha said you need a bag that is full of sensible justification backed by law. And sana what me stop it because toko no actually and say electoral commission is closed with the power to do registration so or decide this or by any regional offices and not district offices political parties or more stakeholders in the enterprise of our election whatever no cannot dictate and answer the issue no court to the court cannot stop the electoral commission from doing their constitutional undertakings. They can go ahead into Bekaya. Abra NDC and 6 other political parties see electoral commission seeking to stop the commission from so by that particular reason. No. Toko no the date is the bottom cotton the baby. Or by the issue was moot because now the registration was over. And similar of such instances are play out. So even the legal route now, Afenyo Markin and his people are supposed to go. No, the justification bet media court no court no constitutionally and legitimately obet me so I say baff money. Yamfa kwan papa so na ya appointe o John Mahama fa kwan money so na appointe o and that toko no yi na ye no yanam kwan boni so na ye ni free o and for that reason wo nomination and subsequent when I because so nyina null and void mon stop it am ye nye bibi and answer ye koso na say ye jawo na say ye vetiwa na say no the day no case no ba the damage in a bebano idea into me no. Makacho says some of these things are not easy thing to do, and Afenyo Markin and these people they know, because when John Mahama was pronounced president after the election petition, some people sought to stop the president from being inaugurated with the excuse in his election petition no no. The constitution mandates us that we cannot go a day without a president. So once the person has been validly confirmed by the Electoral Commission, you cannot use accusations and counter accusations, claims, allegations. They are court to be grounds. Yes, stop the inauguration of a president. And the President Mahama was inaugurated. When Akufo-Addo's election was challenged in 2020, was he not inaugurated? Nobody stopped the process. What is so be called inauguration? No. You cannot stop a constitutional process until we find a justable, sensible justification grounded in law. Suddenly, the damage that will occasion irreparable, and for that matter, and a court urgently will say, let us hold the process. But you have not been able to adduce any sensible justification. All that they are doing is emotions, talking rubbish, talking nonsense, just trying to whip public sentiment. But unfortunately, and then the average Ghanaian in 1990, the average Ghanaian 2000, and as a for no, and yet on the average Ghanaian, Ghanaians are very smart, very intelligent. They have read. The uncle school come makola a German mammy. I said the uncle school because of said they follow the issues because the platforms are quite diverse and most of them are well versed in the issues of politics in this country. So you cannot be using you 2x4 to bully people. No. Because the common fiber that runs in every issue has to do with the element of reasoning, and that you don't need to go to school to pick some of these things. So that is why when you do some of these things, you are only subject yourself to public mortification and ridicule in the eyes of the people. And then Obi or follow this vetting, everybody knew that they were going to walk out. And I don't know, the drama, everything, all the stuff that they were just waiting was just a processor, just advertising news just for people to know, because they know the processes and the procedures that have to go through. But you see, I don't blame the MPP, I don't blame Afenyo Markin, I blame the NDC MPs. NDC MPs, because at the time when Akufo-Addo was packing the court with people who were friendly, George Gau and those kind of people, not on a single occasion and the NDC MPs abstained from the approval. Some were talking nonsense. Judge na from the constituency, my chief Aframe, and then the whole chief justice. Look at the sort of embarrassment these people did there. The NDC koto the MPs in parliament. Edru MPP for so umubedi omuachi sise be odwan yadene ko ba for there. Na makwa approval man. Edru muso. Look at what they did to Sam George. Look at what they did to some of them during the ministerial vetting and as a forum. But go back. Abrana all the nasty stuff happening with Kruma and Akufo-Addo. All the nonsense that were happening in parliament and had the approval of the NDC. Anti-politics, no free sorry na yeah. But catch us, if you are not ready to do politics, just get out. Because you know the opponent, who their nature, how they conduct themselves. Now then you set yourself equally. Then you match them foot for foot, because politics has no room for weakness. The very moment you exhibit weakness, the other guy will see you as a fool. And at this point, that is how Afenyo Markin and other people see their other colleagues on the other side. Because if NDC can sit in Justice Gau and several other, Akufo-Addo was packing the court in as a forum, you never demonstrated, you never walked out. All the nonsense that they were heaping on you, despite the fact that many of you disagreed, you sat in and were part of the process. They will not do that. Look at the kind of humiliation and the way almost subjected Sam George during his approval. Almost himself free home. The band yet seen will Chromas NDC a horror and self-free appointment. Even Kenoforiata, they gave him a pass after messing the economy in the first phase. Second phase. And if you're not ready to learn, so where you play gentle when your opponent is playing dirtier, this is what you get. Because in the past, so you can bite And your mom can bet me use some of this procedure and this kind of nonsense just to cause public to stir public your friends confusion in as a forum. Now what now? Now there be our work one want to so. Na why ohomumu na omo approve yakofa we ba no approve ya eduru so a they will disgrace you telling you say be wunnim nyansa, and that's exactly what they are doing cuz neema Afenyo Markin ne nkrofo ye nyina ya nimguase time because nsem no mo can from be so say what are your bases are, then they will be telling you nonsense, assumptions, suppositions, allegations, nothing and what me approve because the committee sat and did its work. Who are you? Are you ordinary person to say the committee work, you know, but you have no final authority to put a determination on the committee's job when the job is when the committee is a constitutional committee. If you have any grounds to seek to suggest, say, you are entitled to go to court, prove your case, and have the process. Even say, Bafu Bondi, you are proven and no by your Chief Justice. Now, all legitimate case now to me court. Na se court who was seven na work and say yam fa kwan papa so na ya prove na toko no kran kwan fa so yi no ya nyini ya. Nothing stop his vetting to be quashed. This is not the first time I hear vetting ya kwash wo kroma say. I see bebre obi kura call vetting e ma parliament reject no yet so obeka this popular this your friend saying popular case 24 versus Attorney General. Papa no apalu after the way transition no or converting your friends you rejected no. But somebody sat down and realized that the whole process in a parliament they rejecting your own constitution. He went to court and the whole process was quashed. So the mere fact is vetting Bafu Bondi and then no so legitimate grounds you can still go ahead and pursue the issue, but they know they have nothing. They have no case. And for them, Afenyo Markin is some sort of an attention-seeking freak. Minim, and don't forget, oh no, he's somebody he can never go before any vetting committee because that scandals in the is the reason why the whole 8 years Akufo-Addo could not appoint him as a minister. The reason I didn't think such a young man was not appointed as a minister. Scandal he cannot face any vetting in El Kromase. But a drew a man for vetting, so I honor or the Kobisa Yano Hose Sebi, somebody who cannot even stand before a single day of vetting. That's the moral audacity to be going around asking questions. Every name, what is that why Akufo-Addo did not appoint him as a minister or give him any position here? You're vetting a year. On one name, the skeletons in his closet. He can never go for any vetting in this country. And this person has credibility sitting before committee, asking unnecessary questions and answers. Bafu Bondi was sitting there when he was using those vulgar, insulting, delegatory way against the man. What I thought is your interest in Tokono. So is it an affirmation say indeed you were in bed with her? Is it a case to say your friend is saying nah or yeah do mama and no because a chief justice is a chief justice. And I can tell you on authority, Oko Ghana, your court to CCAC were the most experienced person from head to toe. Bafu Bondi. He is the most experienced person. The whole of the court in Ghana. Or no, Oko Supreme Court bench no. Nipa oye next to him. The interval over 8 to 10 years. The interval between him only the next person because he was on the Supreme Court on 2008. I think Professor Melson didn't call. Professor Melson a promote no call winner. Akufo-Addo President Kufuor appointed in 2008 as a Supreme Court judge. So it was Kufuor who appointed him. But the issue and say election petition your friend saying he didn't vote for Akufo-Addo. But they started hounding him from 2016 up to now. That is why he was bypassed and Tokono, who was a kid. Because she did not even learn on the job. Arrogant, so very experienced to do this particular job, even though the person I was preferring Justice Amadou Tanko, because for me he's young. Maybe after Bafu Bondi, he is likely to take over. because he's young, very smart, very intelligent, well articulated, and so on. And because age is on the side, you know. Now I was thinking, it's about Bafu Bonnie deserve this particular appointment because he's the most experienced person on the bench, and you can vote for his credibility. So at the end of the day, if you have issues with the way and manner, you don't demonstrate such disrespect in his presence. Our parliament na moto already Ghana for respecting Mubi Mwankasa Mugumanimas every day, yeah. And I'm not sure that there is any serious Ghanaian out there that takes parliament serious anymore because that place in the Moano, your friend saying you've turned the place into something else, and you know people don't respect you, people don't regard you anymore. And this that is your own business, you understand? But the fact of the matter is baby I said and one fan to a free talk I say, and that is the message I'm selling. So NDC MPs is a big lesson to you. Edu MP persona approve and now did the to say way. You will not see any protest when you have legitimate. Even at the time, the NDC supporters in this country were complaining, say, Kendo Forata, you should not approve him. Or money bought Monsonamo at the parliament approve no. Kendo Forata and Yamahuna or Yeno Kwasiabosi or Bono Kremona, NDC went there and approved him. Supporters were angry, they were peeved. Because the Etiara Moya Sana said, Edurumo Sua, Kwayam Krofo Faso mu treat him with disrespect, you know. They did not expect you to do the way I said Musro or Harabiso. You don't do that. As a politics is not a game. And then you some and then you mema. No. So obviously unrespectable. You tell him say winning a room. That is how we do it. If somebody says he doesn't respect you, you tell the person say, "Oh no, won't respect no crowd no." I understatement. Winning a room. Next time we shower. You see, respect will be emitting. The very moment you demonstrate weakness and tell the other guys, hey, Charlie Media, I'm weak, you can drag me along. I'm telling you, what a football match that. I did a friend stampede. What will be that? Good. One will be a Yako football, not ye peer flab on stampede, abba. Now what theater form no be a fan so Canada. No. If you fall to the ground and you don't struggle to get up, people will walk on you because the world will show you no mercy until you show yourself mercy first. If you don't say what me sorry jina wa nine so they do what you be pia wa walk now free or how num. But if you decide to lie on the ground because you are weak, because you are afraid, because this that, people will step on you and kill you. Go back and watch the your friend saying 9th May 2001, Accra Sports Stadium disaster in AC, you know. Just go and watch the video. You get to understand this. You understand? So this attitude of continue muram fast harder in your politics or not sorry. Pentecost, which me you backup at their mass of one and as for them. We don't do politics with that attitude. And when they walked out, you could see faces. The MPs in the committee chairman, and even though they muzzle up to do, but you could see clearly said they were psychologically disturbed. How often did you walk away from their vetting? And so what shall I deal with now? Say, what can I say? Approve candidate how do you feel? You don't respect somebody who doesn't respect you. And you don't make yourself available to somebody who doesn't need you. If they respect you, respect them back. That is the basic principle of life. If they don't need you, tell them you don't need them. Because Anyasa, they will continue to treat you as shit. Anything Afenyo Markin is emboldened to be doing all this nasty stuff, or don't know, your fans say, oh, he's using these things to relaunch his career. He's doing all these things to repackage himself. Or no election one way near. Your fans say, meanwhile, NDC allow him to also, your fans say, unstick it to that particular seat. Another employees are mine. These guys have credibility to be sitting in parliament, calling out people when you were part of a criminal organization that just exited power and stole a fortune from this country. The mere fact that you played a role in the Akufo-Addo's rotten government in Ankasa takes away every single moral right on your side to be doing these things in parliament, my brother. You see, let us do decent politics. Me, if you have legitimate issues, Bafu Boni Nipa, he could have aired something might have gone amiss and then as forth. But tease out the issues. Bring it forward. Let us have an intellectual conversation. Oh, say. Yeah, they call court. Because I can court what I say. That in way, and it's a coso. Now say John Mahama and this focus on Bemana Koswa. And Yamubin will be on the side of court. And they said, no, this is the court ruling. You cannot. And even the president himself will not even dare to do that. You understand? And you know, the fact of the matter is, you cannot eat your cake and you cannot be sitting in the opposition and pretend to say you are the chef Michon, you dictate the pace. No. That should not be allowed. So I am telling Ayaraga and his people in parliament, say, they must begin to know. I'm reminding them the people they are sitting there with are not their friends. These are people who always, any least opportunity, they will embarrass you and expose you. Their life is politics. Evil or whatever means. They will destroy you. And when you're dealing with such caliber of people, you play their game. But you people should wait for some of us. We are coming. I'm sure the politics in this country is really going to get better, to get interesting, and those who have to run away from this country will run. Because Mr. Kwame Nkrumah kwade ne timi nya den. Kwame Nkrumah na ne timi nya den. Some of us are coming very soon. We shall arrive. You understand politics proper. And trust me, Ghana will once again get better. So, subscribe here. This is Ivan Che, Innocent One here on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel and let's grow together. My catch you said, when you're watching this video, try and watch it to the end. Don't just watch, subscribe, so that any subsequent video you get a notification. You can join us. Like I told you, I'm trying to set up, and this is one of the ways I make you. So very soon, I'm going to have a full show, the Ivan Show, which will be coming your way maybe thrice a week. And we'll be having deeper conversations where you'll be afforded opportunity to also air your views through SMS, WhatsApp messages, whatever, any other medium be available will be. And if possible, if you're able to go a step further, maybe we can take in phone calls and those stuff. So please, never shy away, subscribe and be part of this. And my culture said, analysis na personal, and partisan oriented. We are speaking to real issues. It doesn't matter who is involved, and we don't disrespect nobody. We respect everybody across the political divide, whether you're NDC or you're MPP. The respect is absolute. But what we don't respect is the conduct that is ill, that is vulgar, that is disrespectful. When you clothe yourself with such way, we will take it out. You be clean you, because the Nipadria, we respect you for who you are. Keep telling people. So when some of us were criticizing Akufo-Addo, I draw inspiration from him, but people didn't understand. My first day on Captain Smart Show, that is what I said. The people I look up to know, now Akufo-Addo can be, because he faced the situation of an impossibility where people say he can never be president, but he persevered. Eventually, he became president, even though a terrible one, a failed one, but he became, because he persevered. You understand? So when you do these things, we don't hate nobody. No. We do it with good intention. We do it with absolute conviction. We do it in the name of good, for the sake of the people, for the sake of generation yet to come. So don't take this personal. We are building a nation. And if you're a young person out there, don't sit there and say, the future belongs to us. You are sick. There is no future that is coming if you don't take part in today. So let us be an active participant of today's politics so that we can carve the tomorrow we seek. We can nurture, we can build, we can design a better future that we can bequeath to those who are yet to join us. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. Be part of this channel and let's grow together. Thank you very much.